It is here, the moment we've all been waiting for. Planet Coaster 2 is finally announced, and we are going to make a deep dive into this wonderful first trailer and a lot of screenshots, including some exclusive ones. So stick with me, but first of all, let's have a look at the trailer.
Then again.
When I walk outside with my head in the clouds, everywhere I go, I keep singing out. It's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna sing all my blues away. Everything's alright when I got you by my side. It's gonna be a good day. Sing it. Everything's alright when I got you by my side. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day.
Okay, now, after that wonderful trailer, we are going to make a full breakdown of the trailer first of all, and then we're going to look at some screenshots. I also have been attending a exclusive first look of half an hour of actual gameplay, and all about that is in the other video that has also been released. So if you are fancy for this one, make sure to first look this video and then look the other ones, because both of the videos will actually be adding stuff together. The reason why I'm separating them is because I don't have the footage and I'm not allowed to show the footage, but I can kind of rebuild this in Planet Coaster. So this is what you guys are gonna see in the other video. Let's get going with this trailer. So first things first, we have to mention that this is the pre-alpha engine footage we are looking at right now. So keep that in mind. It's slightly edited, but this is basically, as we know it from Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster, is basically what you can expect, but with some slight changes in animation. Now we're going slightly forward because this is just the texture you can be looking at, but the first thing that you can obviously notice in this shot over here, well, I'm going to drag this one down, that the people and so on haven't really changed. You know, the art style of Planet Coaster basically, and the Planet series stays the same, which I find is an absolute win because it's been amazing. You can see that some of the textures have been updated slightly. These wooden textures are very amazing, but I think the biggest difference you can tell is in the foliage in the background. If you have been playing Planet Coaster recently or looking at some images or videos, you notice that especially the anti-aliasing and, you know, stuff like that looks really, you know, 8 years old. It's exactly what it is. So there's not really that much fancy stuff in this shot. So let's actually go forward and look at this one. So a couple of things I wanted to mention because I've seen them actually being this way in the gameplay as well. You can see the people have been updated slightly. You can see some bracelets over here. There's like an earring. You can see there's a watch. Like there are a couple more little elements to the people to make them feel a bit more authentic. Specifically when it comes to the whole audience, you know, it looks a bit more nice, but really that's not something too crazy to look at. You know, all the animations over here, see, they are not potentially in-game. This is all a bit more pre-rendered, but this is our first look at the brand new big edition, and that is slides and water parks, my friends. Yes, it is. I mean, you've seen that from the thumbnail, from everything. It is time for water. Water parks are a part of Planet Coaster 2, and we can all be so amazed. Trust me, I've been seeing so many already in the exclusive look. So we also see a lot of these in the screenshots. It's going to be a long video because there's so much to see. Now, I want to point your eyes on this person over here, because the cool bit about this is obviously just an operator, for example, but this is a different color than some other people have. So FlexiColor in staff is kind of confirmed. Another thing I want to kind of guide your eyes towards is actually the tarmac down here, like the ground kind of material is so much better. And I've seen this also on some screenshots. It seems like they have really upgraded the texture of the grounds quite a lot, which I do like a lot. But yeah, going further in, we can actually see them two waving at each other. This is one of the first look at one of the beach themes. The game comes with 4 different themes at beginning. I don't know them correctly, but we'll read the whole full announcement text at the end because there's some spicy news, something like multiplayer in there as well. So stick with me. me to get all the good stuff. I'm trying to have some notes over here so I don't forget about things. But yeah, so there are also some very interesting bits they left out, but more about that at the end. Let's quickly look at the obvious. There's a water slide over here, this kind of cannonball kind of thing. By the way, I have no idea how slides and so on are called, but you can definitely tell this wonderful dive coaster. Also, did I mention that the whole thing, the whole demonstration, everything, seemed to be Koali Beach 2.0. Honestly, it's been so inspired by Koali, I want to say. The dive coaster I built back then in Koali is kind of featured in here. In a way, at least, as this dive coaster, and obviously they're pairing this in such a nice way over here with the slide. But before I go into that, you can already see another coaster here in the background. You can see some big buildings. This looks almost like the Hyatt. It's called Hayago. It looks like a hotel. They haven't been confirmed, but I saw some sneaky things in the pictures. And I mean, look at the trees in the far distance. They look so cool. Also, you can see this huge tower right over here. This, again, B&M track in this cool inversion. This is one of the pre-built inversions. Also, I need to talk about coasters, but we will talk about coasters in the other video because I've seen a lot in the gameplay, exclusive gameplay, that we need to talk about. So many good things, guys. Wow, this is gonna be insane. This is the happiest day in such a long time. I'm so sorry if this all got the better of me, but it is absolutely berserk. It's amazing. So let's get them down to earth because this looks absolutely cool. You can see some of the ropes. Obviously, most of the pieces, and you'll see a lot of recycled pieces from Planet Zoo, and that is by any means a bad thing. Now here you can see a shot that is heavily edited, so we don't want to spend too much time on it because this is kind of made cinematic intentionally. The Frontier logo underwater, and then we plop above water, and we are all in the brand new setting. Planet Coaster 2 welcomes you in a water park theme. So basically, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 soaked. So yeah, I mean, everything you see in here actually happens in the game. We've been seeing this in action on the console edition because console is confirmed as well, guys. From the beginning, you'll be able to play the game on console, if I didn't mention that correctly. It is on console, on PC, on all the different platforms, on Epic, so that's so cool. Which also brings a couple of changes to the workshop, but more about that later. You can see in here that there is so much going on in this shot. This is going to be taken forever. Since I have seen the gameplay, I can definitely tell that this is a complete representation of the game. So there's nothing in this pre-rendered stuff that isn't part of the game. You can see how the people are lying in these rings over here. You even have to kind of a pool noodle. You've got another little mat, kind of, I don't know even how that's called, but you can see the different ways they lean in that one. You can see over here our pool guard. You know, that is like, I can't even tell how great this all is. You can see all the different slides over here. They are all built piece by piece, individual pieces, individual colors. Everything is flexicolor. Then we can see in the background that looks like a Vekoma kind of track over here. You can see a hyper track, which could be an Intamin. I'm not entirely sure. You can see one of the flat rides over here that you do know from Planet Coaster 1. They have talked about that they have all the fan favorites in, whatever that means, but it seemed like it's already pretty chunky. I have no news of how many rides and stuff will be there, you know, on the first day. We have no idea, but it looked already pretty cramped. And also the way they handle coaster is highly likely that it's different this time around. I'm gonna talk about that why in the other video, which has been uploaded in parallel. So if you want to watch that one first, do it. However, you can see there are also some tiny slides over here. You can see some benches and stuff around, which means and this is another huge news, the pathing has been changed. We haven't seen that in action, but we will talk about this in some of the screenshots, which is incredible. It's so cool to see, because there's so much going on in these screenshots later on. Anyways, we go further a little bit with this shot, because there is, as you can see, there is so much in here, but we need to go to the next shot, because that brings even more interesting bits in, because look at that overview. Honestly, I'm going to skip over that a tiny bit because we have a 4K screenshot of this very region later on where we can zoom in a better fashion. But you can see a different type of slide to here to the bottom left. You can see one of the jumping towers. Not sure if they are scalable, but at least they are. We also have again here from our pool guards, they will also have a almost like an influence area, like a habitat. It's kind of similar to a habitat version, where they have an area of influence from this point, what they can actually overview. And so you may have to hire more than one to have kind of a good eye over the entire pool area. We've not really seen that much about management anyways, but yeah. So something you can see over here too is some other kind of smaller slides over here, which is super interesting to see because they look very tiny, and we have some screenshots in which they are super tiny, but we can also see a lot of flat rides. You can see this one in the center over here, then you can see the teacups kind of edited over there. We have another kind of carousel part in the background here. We've got a B&M kind of coaster. We have this huge swing thingy there. We've got a Ferris wheel type of thing over there. So already quite a lot of different rides in this shot, let alone. We've got this hypercoaster over there. God, that's just so much to see. Anyways, we go further because again, there is another stand-up coaster you can spot in this shot over here, which I think is a very cool floor. What is that type of coaster? I have no idea, but it's definitely a B&M track. And this is a floor coaster with like a stand-up coaster type, which I think is beautiful. You can see there's like a different type of color down here. Very nicely done. You can see all these inflatables hovering in the air, so like some helium balloons kind of thing. The new Planco logo over there, so really nice. Even that little 2 hidden in there as like a little Easter egg. Ah, gosh, I really love that. Then we've got yet another flat ride that we haven't been able to see. Some little turtles to the ground. Look at them, so cute. With a little planter in the center. Super nice. Some wonderful shots over here. Hayo, Himatu, and I can't really distinguish what that is. Gamariosa. I should actually go in, and I will do this after the video and edit this in if there's anything special on these signs that we should look at. Maybe some hidden Easter eggs in here. I can't even say what that says. Let's see if we can get a better view on it if I skip the images just step by step. Could be Camarios. I don't know. That's definitely Hammer 2. Yeah, I'm gonna check this with the Planco translator because this one always brings in some nice little things, and I totally would think that they hide some stuff in here. But yeah, something you want to see, my friends, is the building process. And you can see redo undo is still part of the game. This is done by redo undo. I'm just gonna skip slowly forward. You see some birds over here flying, some ambience birds. Gosh, Planet Coaster 2 has birds before Planet Zoo does. I can't even believe. But you can see all the new plants, and a lot of these plants are obviously copies from Planet Zoo. And I mean, I'm totally fine with that because why not? Same engine, same studio. Why wouldn't they? But look at all the wonderful kind of support systems. I remember when Sylph built this in Quali. That was already insane how much he actually spent. You can also see how they are like recolored after they've been built. Let me just skip back quickly so you can see that again. I love the fact that they're like they're plopping them in black, as you can see, and next frame it's like brown, so just coloring all these supports, and you can see the water flow through. But this is a way you can actually see the piece by piece, and that looks like a very short 4-meter piece over here before the last one dips over into the pool. So that is super cool. Then we have another shot inside of the slide, so you definitely get an on-ride of these things. I find the camera also very nicely positioned, so that gives the very cool immersion of being really first person. And now look at this shot into the water. That is so cool. So many cool things. Toilets in the back here. Yeah, we also need to talk about facilities later, but yeah, no, that's maybe one of the few negatives I've spotted during the presentation. This is the teacup ride I've been talking about earlier. You can also see a wooden coaster in here, so that is a typical GCI wooden coaster in here. I'm actually not sure if that's a GCI version. I have seen a GCI version in one of the screenshots. We'll see that later. But this is already a little hint of the piece-by-piece editing for the flat rides. So flat rides will be finally editable, but I'm going to talk about this more in the other video because that would actually be way too much for this overview video. If you want to get some info or like all the info, this is the video for you, but the other one is going to be a little bit more in detail with all the things that have been added anew. So this is like another just quick hint that we still have piece by piece building with a wonderful set. This is kind of the Planco set, a lot of similarities to what we've been used to from Planco 1. And now, if we go down, there's the little hint at something. I'm not entirely sure what that is. So down here, look at these things. First of all, I like these lamps. They are very kind of modern-esque. But this looks like an entrance of some sort, or it's an entrance piece, but this is at least a little bit sus, in my opinion. I've not seen anyone move in here, but in the Frontier presentation, they spared out this part of the park super carefully. Like, they made sure that nothing happens in this back area. They always tilted the camera back from this area. They moved away from this area. This is the single area they haven't been in this presentation. I found this sus. I found this super sus. So I am willing to believe that there is something in. And maybe this is like kind of, I don't know, just like a hotel building like in the other game, but I'm fine with that because the way that functioned was enough for me. I mean, it would be cool to see some rooms, but would that really add that much? I don't know. You can see a lot more of these pieces from the set, as you can see over there. That is super nice, and you can see the little girl pointing at King Coaster, who's back again in the game. You've seen Gulpy Rex, who's back again. Some of the favorite mascots. We've got Queenie Splash now. She's the new mascot. You'll see in a second. And then over here, you can see these entrance pieces again. And that looks really odd for just being a piece. I don't know. This is there. You can see Chief Beef of a brand. You can see that guy sitting over here. And this is what I meant. There's like a little bit of detail in the game more. You've got this little guy, like the I don't know. Things are just like a tiny bit more detailed. I really like that. I really do like this. And now you can see this is a little girl on their beach mat, kind of however the thing is called, beach bed or so, in the water, splashing around with it, which is actually what they do in game. So all these animations again are in. This is Queenie Splash. Not really too much to see. You can see a VFX of some steam coming up there in the background, so confirmation that we have some VFX effects. Like, most of these things are obvious, but I like to have the confirmation. These beach chairs over here are super cool, like kids and so on will be in. And there's a new management feature, at least one we know of, and that is sunscreen and sun as a problem. So you need to give people access to shade to avoid being in the sun for the entire day, and you have to sell sunscreen to make sure that they are not burned in the sun, which I think is a cool way of implementing a new thing for the pools and not just having pools in. So yeah, that is this shot. Let's move on to the last very important bit. This is that. Create a splash coming fall 2024, which is the same kind of window as we would always expect around November. Yeah, there you can see it's on Steam, Epic Games, PS5, and Xbox X Series. I mean, this is so cool. This is really, really damn cool. And at this point, it is very important that we move over to the screenshots. And I'm gonna start with the normal screenshots. These are going to be 6 of a kind, and then we will have some additional 4 screenshots that I am allowed to show you because I've been attending this exclusive event. So that is an exclusive first look at some unknown screenshots you have not seen somewhere else. So let's actually start with this one over here, and this is again the floor coaster, and this is a shot from in-game. So we've seen this pre-rendered video, but this is a shot you can take in-game, and you can see that the level of detail has actually been increased quite significantly. I can tell you that at the beginning, when Sylph, Lady, and I were talking afterwards a little bit around, because we knew that we all have been attending, we've literally seen each other in the Discord room, so that was fine to talk about after it. And we were a little bit confused about the graphics at first, but looking at these screenshots now, we were all very much happy because seeing all the details in here is so cool, also with these glasses, and not that they didn't have glasses, but you know, it's all a little bit more detailed. There's not too much new stuff to be spotted in this one. The only thing I want to mention is, look at the pathing down here. You can already see how much wider and spacious that is, but there is more to see about pathing in a second. I will quickly talk about that once it's ready, but this over here, my friends, there is so much more important. This shot is so much more important than you would believe it is. Look at, first of all, this side over here. Let's start over here. You can see there's a little girl coming into the water, but just how tiny these slides are. And one thing I like in particular is how it manages to kind of understand that this is the higher side where more pressure and more gravity needs to be, or like actually more force has to be withstand, and it just kind of raises this tiny bit. That's really, really nice. And then on the left hand side you can see the straight one going into the water. We have a path going up here, so you know, decline, incline on path is kind of confirmed with this one yet again, which is okay. I mean, we would have expected that, but there is some better things to talk about in a second, because pathing is vital. But one thing again about pathing, and this is why this shot is so much more important than you would think it is, look at this one over here. This is the path alongside our pool area. Also, this dude over here seems to be completely done. Could have been me after Germany's game. But yeah, so you can also look at this little unicorn. Oh, I love that. I've had something like that as well. And this guy just jumping from that little jump board there. But if you look, the pathing is just meandering right over into the actual path of the theme park. There is no real border or anything, and if you look at how wide this plaza is and look how smooth the edges are over here, and then how zigzaggy it goes back in here, but this side stays almost perfectly fine. You've got a high railing on this side, but you don't have a railing on that side, and then you've got all the people moving over here, and look at how sharp this edge goes in, and then how nicely this rotates around. So this connection doesn't look like the actual, connection when you do this with, obviously, there was always the option to have a 90-degree connection or the angled connection. But even the angled connection would always have like the same angle. And this one doesn't. Look, I mean, this gets very sharp in here, and that one just rotates nicely around whatever that is. And you've got a very seamless plaza, which I found super interesting. I mean, we could also go through all these tiny little pieces over here, but honestly, that would be going way too far. Maybe I've missed out some things, but I've looked at these things a bajillion times, so it would be very sad if I missed anything major in here. But I'm very sure that some people will have fun. You know what? I need to drink something because I'm so excited. Let's quickly do this. Before I've got more energy to go on. I don't want to make a cut. I want to have you guys the unfiltered reaction of mine because it's so good. Look, there's the operator booth, by the way. There's a look at the mechanic in here. So everything is super, super nice, as you can expect this. There's like a woman jumping into the water as well. This shot over here didn't really have anything special other than I want to guide your view on top of this one, the coaster. That looks like the hyper coaster, like one of the ones we had in game already. But especially the shading over here looks super good. The lighting of the engine has been improved dramatically. You can see that also in this palm tree over here as well. And the shades down here look very nice, very crisp. Really like that. It's a lot better than the washed out shadows and Planko. And this shot over here in particular is something to love. Because, oh boy, is this cool. This is also a new mascot, the shark. I'm not sure how exactly it's called, but wonderfully done. And you can see the evening light glowing in, how the pool looks with the water shading effects. And you can see this is some people lying down here. There are the changing rooms in the back. This is a new facility, changing rooms, not too surprising. And then over here, that looks again like maybe like a different coaster, or this is the Vekoma coaster we've seen. I'm not entirely sure if it is. It's not an SLC, definitely not, but it looks like a typical old school Vekoma track. I'm not sure if it is. I thought this could have been an arrow, but I definitely I don't think so. I really don't think. It's like, you can see it definitely in the background. The LOD is not doing it any favors, but hey, here you go. And then you've got all the buildings. You can definitely tell these pieces from Planet Coaster. If you've played that Planet Zoo, if you've played that game, you will notice, I think 90% of the plants, you will notice them. They are literally the same model, and I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, this is the shot of the shots, guys. Prepare yourself for some searching and some vibes, because there is so much good stuff in here you haven't potentially seen quite yet. So we have to go into it. Now, first things first, look at the pathing. I'm gonna highlight this real quick with an image. I'm gonna overlay this, if I remember correctly to do this. You can see they're all marked kind of nicely how the pathing goes, and honestly, this kept me by surprise, because everything is integrated. You can see the pool area over here is integrated, then this huge plaza, and you know that I've been doing a lot with the pathing, and I've always said the pathing in this game wasn't great, but it was good enough to do everything you wanted. However, this over here, this layout is absolutely impossible to do with any tricks of filling up or kind of texture overlaying or anything. But as you can see, this is the in-game pathing. There's no way Frontier did a cover-up like with scenery pieces like we did for this presentation. There's absolutely no way they did this, because they have other things to do than to go that weird way to do this. The skybox over here looks a lot better. You know, the background doesn't look so barren and so weird, so that is a lot nicer. The texture is a bit more crisp. You can see all these trees in the background also have a very nice LOD. They seem also very big. There is a different coaster we've not seen yet. It's kind of the same coaster type, but it's definitely in a different color. You can see the looping in here. And not that this is surprising that it's a looping. It's just a good confirmation. Yet another B&M coaster. Could be the one we've seen. This could actually be the stand-up coaster, or actually it is the stand-up coaster. There's a very awkward piece down here. Could be an acceleration piece, could be something else. Not sure. Very nice element. Then we've got this wonderful attraction there. It's all the same park, but I feel like it's the same park in different stages or different types of show-offs. But let's move our eyes towards the left-hand side. There is a lazy river over here, my friends. It's confirmed by Frontier in the exclusive demo. There is going to be a lazy river piece as well, which is kind of cool. You can see that over here. And there are also some other type of pools. And in the back, there's a wave machine, guys. Look at that. This is so cool. It's like a wave pool, even with that sign on top. That is so amazing to see this, because I really, really like how that all came together. And you can really clearly tell the difference between the water in the pools and the water in normal water volumes, even though the glow and so on seems the same, but like the color is different. And look at the texture around here. Looks so cool, so crisp, and so much more realistic. Even though it's all a bit more on the poppy side of things, I'm a big fan of it. And the last shot of the normal screenshots before we look at the exclusive ones is King Coaster and Queenie Coaster, Queenie Splash or Queen Splash. That you can see over here with the little nice beach shoes and so on. There's a better look at this one. It's definitely... Ooh, well, what type of coaster is that? Maybe it's not even a Vekoma. But yeah, kind of nice. I like it. But yeah, so that's really... I don't really have much more to say. Anything else in here I forgot? No, I think this is all we talked about. So let's move over to the last bit, the exclusives. The exclusive screenshots, and they have also the one or two little elements in them that are nice to look at. And this one specifically, the first one we're going to look at, has some stairs in the background. And first of all, I thought they were custom made or part of the tower, but I've spotted them a couple of times in the demo. So, what I think is that this is the way how you can now also build staircases in a way more realistic and nice way. This seems to be that they have used the grid system, and you're now finally able to make the stairs on a grid system. So this type of tower is so much more realistic, especially for queues and so on. That's been used a bajillion times in theme parks, so it was always super hard to build in Planet Coaster 1. It's always been a struggle, but that looks so much more simple and so much more, from the engine already working. There was another look at this coaster. Oh no, this is yet again a different one. That's a hyper coaster type of thing. It's definitely looking like an Intermendo. Yet more of the slides. You can see everything piece by piece. As I said, don't get yourself fooled. It's not that you have like 10 different types of slides and then you're good. No, you're different types of slides, and you can build however many you want. And there are also so many different types already in. There's like this huge kind of whirlpool slide, maybe from like the Balear Islands. There's like a big water park as well. Was it Gran Canaria, for example? Many of the rides that you'll find there are already in game. We've seen them in the demo, which is really, really, really amazing. So I'm absolutely happy to confirm that this is great. So let's go to the next one, which is a screenshot of another flat ride. I want to keep that super short because it's like a look at this wonderful new hoodie, which I love. I want to have this hoodie, like this hoodie. I need this in my life. This is the hoodie I need because I love the colors. I love everything about this. I would wear it 10 out of 10 times on stream. Now, let's go further. There is another shot at the lazy river. We've seen that early on, and you can see over here a lifeguard. Oh gosh, I'm so amazed. I need to calm down, but I can't. It was the hardest time ever to keep this a secret, guys. I know this for so long already, and I needed to act and say whatever and to post some gifs and so on. At some point, I just gave up because it got the better of me, and it was too dangerous that I spilled a bill. Whatever. But yeah, here you go. This is so nice. Look at the little lazy river. Nothing new in this shot, to be honest. Like, this is a wonderful fence over here. Normally, I would say, oh my god, maybe this is like one piece, unfortunately. But then again, Frontier has learned to build from us. So this could clearly be a custom-made fence out of single plank pieces, which I do think, if I need to put my money on it, it definitely is this. as a custom-made one. But yeah, look at all the palm trees and stuff. They look super cool. Like, look at this trunk, for example. This is a new model. I've not seen this in Planet Zoo, so I'm really, really interested. But this is what we need to talk about. And this shot over here is ridiculously important, and you will not believe why. I'm not sure if you guys can see it already. If you are, well, those of you who've been to the exclusive one will look at this video and just smile. But I'm gonna guide your way to this wonderful floaty, what is that? The ring, the floaty ring. This is not part of the flat ride, my friends. This is a scenery piece that you can put down, and they have even hinted at that in this image, which I like. Look, there's the same floaty device on the ground as a single individual piece. This is a little Easter egg that Frontier put in. And what the heck is it doing over here? Have they just taken a screenshot and put that thing then just in this position? No, 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 no. No, you can edit your flat rides. You can literally take any scenery piece you want and plop it onto your flat rides, and when you accept that and you confirm it, it'll be baked to the flat ride and it's gonna move alongside it. So you can literally build whatever you want, as long as you kind of make sure that, you know, nothing is clipping. You can literally build any form, any factor you want to do. It's so freaking amazing. This is already the one big thing I would have never believed they did. And if you want to know more how exactly that works, check my other video out. It's very important that you do, because we will go deep dive into this system and everything that you haven't seen on screenshots. I'm going to talk about so many other things that I am not allowed to show because I don't have the footage, but I can tell you I've seen a lot of things. There's one specific secret when it comes to, yeah, the way you get into coasters. Let's put it that way. So yeah, definitely important to watch it. And I think that's been it. This is all exclusive screenshots. So last but not least, my friends, we need to check the copy, because the copy is going to be super, super relevant too, because there are some very important bits in here. So let's open that real quick. Right, let's read through the document, because that is the last bit we're doing in this analytics video, and then we are going to move over. Hopefully you move over with me into the other video. Now dive into the thrilling world of Planet Coaster 2. Construct the theme park of your dreams with an intuitive piece-by-piece building system. Confirmed, yay! As you meticulously craft and customize every aspect of your park like never before, down to the smallest detail, because scaling is in the game, my friends. Have I mentioned that there is scaling? Oh my lord, there is scaling in the game. More about that in the other video. I can't. So yeah, scaling. Did I mention scaling? Anyways, from towering roller coasters to spectacular twisting water slides, let your imagination reach new heights. I'm gonna go through this and point your interest at some very important points. Now, actually, you can see lazy rivers, wave pools, looping flumes, accelerating water coasters. You'll have everything. Like, you can already see there's so much more in here. Vassar have new rides, themes, scenery pieces, and whenever you're aiming at mysterious mythological land, this is one of the ones. Dazzling Deep Sea World, second. That is kind of very cool. And then we also have a Planet Coaster theme, obviously. So you can see over here, build the theme park of your dreams, shape your terrain, make a use of the, also, did I slide down? I think it's two, oh, it's by scrolling down, I can go to second slide. Okay, never mind. So actually, we're gonna move down a little bit over here. So build the theme park of your dreams, shape your terrain, make use of the enhanced and improved building tools to lay path and scenery. Again, we've not seen them in action, but the results speak for themselves. Popular decoration with glistening swimming pools and thrilling rides. Discover an existing array of new rides alongside with returning favorites. And all a new water coaster too, which is pretty interesting to hear. I have no idea which one that is. Surprise and amaze your guests with exciting new animatronics shows using the new event sequencer tool, which is super amazing. And I really hope that it combines already the sequencers we had in the past game. And then we also have design epic coasters and rides, build your own twisting flumes, piece by piece, ultimate experience. This is actually meant to be piece by piece on the trains and the thing, which is kind of crazy. And here you can see the themes alongside with the original Planet Coaster theme. Theme number 1, discover 4 distinct new themes to give life to your park, whether it's the majestic mythology theme, 2, the sunny resort theme, 3, the vibrant aquatic theme, 4, and it's actually 5, and the Viking theme, because I did not count the Planet Coaster with it. So it's actually 5 themes from the beginning. I think that's more than we had in the first game, which is crazy. Customize everything. Unleash your creativity with enhanced customization tools. Choose the color of each individual piece and add scale up or down scenery and objects to your rides and build the most incredible themed creations you've ever imagined. Oh my goodness me. I can't even say anything. Discover the secret to success. Find the balance between managing your budget and building the right amenities in the place and population in your park with thrilling rides to the perfect park for your guests. This is absolutely insanity. Now, second side of this thing is going to become even better. The first 20 times I read this, I completely overlooked certain things because it looked the same, but it's not. It's not, guys. It's not. There's so much more in here. So remember, safety first. Take care of your guests' health and well-being by shade covering, as I said, sunscreen and lifeguards, mechanics, and so on and so forth. As you know from the last one, with guest satisfaction, understanding the wants and needs of your guests has never been easier. Read your guest opinions on your park by simply selecting them and understand all the wider park needs just at a click. So I really like that they tried to bring this together, because Planet Coaster 1 was a bit finicky to find out what's actually going on, and the management hasn't been too good. I don't want to judge it at this point because I have not really seen anything of it, so we have to wait for that. But at least, you know, there is still some time until we can finally play it, so good that there is something else. Anyways, share the ride, guys. Now it's going to be interesting. Build with friends. What's going on now? Jump one at a time into a shared save to build a park with your friends or players around the world across platforms. It is not only that you can save your shares and save your parks and share them with your friends so they can build in the exact same file. No, you can also do this cross-platform. I can build together with you guys on PlayStation or on Xbox. You can play with me while you're using Steam or Epic. I'm completely blown away by this. I've never expected this. I've expected them to go for multiplayer maybe, but cross-platform is ridiculous. Obviously, the franchise mode from Planet Zoo also makes its appearance now in Planet Coaster, which I don't even know how exactly that's going to work, but, well, let's see. We will not have the Steam Workshop, but we're going to have the Frontier Workshop. I had that feeling already when they were pushing so much in the past to the Frontier Workshop. It makes sense, though, when you don't have a Steam-only game, that you need to do something else. And giving everyone access to these wonderful items, I think, is the best way possible. And the best thing about this is you don't have to leave the game anymore. It's going to be in-game from the game menu, and you don't need to go anywhere else. You can just get it from the game, which I think keeps the immersion going even better, which I like so much. And you can visit other parks in the first person and just get soaked in the fun. I don't know how exactly it's going to work, so let's wait and see how that's going to turn out. But yeah, the Ultimate Coaster and Water Park Simulation. Create your dream theme park piece by piece. This is the same as above. And I thought, okay, they are just copying the text over here. But no, there's new stuff in here. And just like it looked like a short one. And then down here, you can oversee every aspect of your park's inner workings, from energy to staff management. So energy is new. Fix rides, maintain attractions, ensure the safety of your guests, and keep everyone entertained. Which, the energy is the new bit out of here. But then, there you go. Team up with friends in Sandbox and franchise mode to build asynchronously on a shared save across platforms. Share your creations in-game on the Frontier Workshop and embark on a park-hopping adventures to experience the light of fellow players' creations. Now, this is ridiculous, guys. The only thing is you can't do this at the same time, which I think is fair to say they haven't figured out yet how to do it at the same time. But imagine this. When Koala Beach was a thing in the past, the biggest issue for us in Koala Beach and Koala Zoo was to juggle our time. And it was a little bit of a problem in this sense that we shared our save forth and back and sent the file to each other. And then sometimes we had the problem that some people were using other stuff and then it was crashing on the other computer, and maybe one had the better computer and the other not, and then you needed to put in the save file and someone forgot to upload the save file, and then you lost like 3 days because I forgot to upload this for Lady, for example, and then Lady didn't have time anymore because she scheduled the first 3 days, and then she forgot to upload that, and then Sylph didn't have as much time, and then Sylph asked for more time. And honestly, this has been one of the biggest issues. But this will give you access, like whenever you have time, you can jump in and do your stuff, and if someone else is not playing. But you could easily say, hey, you guys, I'm gonna play tonight from like 10 to 12, but afterwards and before you can do whatever you want. So this way, even Mike Sheets could have gone in every file and fixed his stuff when we were not in. So look how great is that. This would be even for Mike Sheets. I can't, guys. Anyways, as this is the end of this video, I want to end this with having the wonderful trailer in the background playing. So let's do a tiny bit of a conclusion. I'm done. My hyper level is beyond and above, and I don't know. Let's quickly turn on the wonderful trailer in the background, and I'm going to talk you through a little conclusion. Alright, so Planet Coaster 2 has been announced finally. It brings in the huge and highly requested water park feature alongside some absolute fan favorites, just like, well, scaling, for example, and better tools to customize your flat rides, and better tools to customize your coaster trains, and so many more things. They have revamped the pathing, they have listened to feedback, and it's still the same, well, Planet game. It feels very much at home. And one thing I haven't said so far, the soundtrack, my friends, the new soundtrack is ridiculous. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to show it to you. I specifically asked Frontier again if they'll be able to share that with me, or at least one example file or so. That's unfortunately not happening, but you have to wait for that a little bit more, because obviously the trailer has a specific song for it that you've heard at the beginning, but there is already a soundtrack, which I have no info about that, but it definitely has to be JJ Ibsen again, because it sounds exactly like JJ would. I am absolutely soaked into this one. There are a couple of little things that we need to talk about, a couple of things here and there, you know, but it's all good. It's all good. We don't really need to fear or anything, because, well, at the end of the day, everything I've seen already will be a great successor already. If performance is there, this is already a great successor, no matter what's happening, and that is already something I would have dreamed of only, and now it's here. But if you want to know more about these very detailed changes that we need to look at, check out my other video. And there's also a video where I talk about some of the points I was missing from the demo and from what I've not been able to spot. So this one will also be very interesting to you, because maybe there is something in here you were missing, and I'm gonna talk about in this video. So see you on the other side, and have a wonderful day. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll be covering every single bit about Planet Coaster 2 that is upcoming in the next month, and obviously we're going to start a new series, and I'm going to announce the series relatively soon, because I've got already something in my mind I've been cooking for a while now. So there's an idea that grew in my head I want to share with you guys. But yeah, again, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I'll be diving deep into this one so much. And thank you for watching through this very long analysis video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I see you on the other side. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, and yet again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you there, and goodbye.